Excuse me. Sorry about that. For everybody out there, sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that. There. I am recording today's video, and we are going to be talking about gut health and basically the good versus the bad gut health. I've been wanting to do this video for a couple of months, and I've just now got to the point where I can do it. But for those of you who are watching this and don't know who I am Rexanna, and I am with Past Present Herbs, and I have a YouTube channel, and I am streaming this for now or for later for people who might want to watch this. But I've had so many people come to me and so many people ask me, I'm having some tummy trouble. My stomach is really upset. I had to go to the ER, just all kinds of things. And when somebody tells me that they had to go to the emergency room or they went to their doctor and they're having all kinds of issues and problems. And I mean, I've had a lot of people in the family, out of the family, at work. I'm working now outside the home. And so I hear a lot of people telling me, and myself, I've suffered in the past with stomach problems. Number one, that tells me there's some inflammation going on, and I suffer from inflammation as well. I still am working on it all the time. So I wonder, really, okay, let me just say this right here. People will come to me after they've gone to their doctor. And that makes it really hard because, number one, I think the medical profession, a long time ago, they did not know a lot to do. They put a small Band-Aid on a problem. Goodness, what to do for gut health. And I think they've been forced into trying to help people, but it's still not getting to the root cause of this stomach problem. So I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to really try to help people understand. It goes back a long, long way. We're going to talk briefly about your anatomy, because if I don't go through this step right here, and some of it, you really need to kind of open your mind and your ears really to the fullness of what I'm about to say. And you may say, well, God, I don't have time for all that. But really, I learned about this 20 years ago, but it's very, very important. And I know our whole life has slowed down a little bit, and we do need to really pay attention to this. But this is talking about your gut, and your gut has a lot to do with your immune system. And I know that a lot of people say, wow, and if you're not, well, I'm just going to go through this. Okay. First of all, your gut is your gastrointestinal system, and it starts with your mouth. Okay. So everything that you put in your mouth, which starts with your saliva glands, okay, the saliva helps to break down your food, okay? Like if you are a fast eater and you just, sometimes I would put down food for my husband and it was gone. And I'd be like, whoa, because you have your esophagus and your stomach, your esophagus and your stomach, if it just goes like in, back, and then boom, something's wrong there. So let's chew really slow. And yes, I'm talking really slow. That's not your Wi-Fi or anything like that. But the reason I'm doing this is because your saliva glands have to, there's enzymes in your stomach, there's enzymes all throughout your mouth, and it has to break down. Okay, it really has to break down the food. And if you're just going like really fast because you got to go, um, there's the beginning of your problem right there. Okay, food is something that is supposed to be pleasurable. I mean, we're not supposed to take advantage of it and overeat and all that kind of stuff, but we're supposed to take our time and we're supposed to really enjoy what we're eating. That's why we have spices. That's why we have different flavors, colors, all that kind of stuff. It's sights, sounds, smells, all that kind of stuff is really supposed to be enjoyable to eat. And it's supposed to be calming and relaxing. And you're not supposed to be like, I got to eat really quick so that I can go back to work. I got to eat really quick so that, we're not supposed to be in that state of mind. And that, although I've been guilty of doing that myself, but that's when, if you have that state of mind, and if you are in that if you're in that mode or that mood, because you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go right now. Well, your food is not going to fully digest, and you're going to start to begin to have problems, health problems. Okay, and I'm being just as for real and honest as I can be. Okay, so in the stomach, after it gets to the stomach, it's going to process through your liver. And your liver is really important to breaking down bile, proteins, all that kind of stuff. Then it's going to go to the gallbladder, if you have a gallbladder. And I mean, these things are in your body. God created every single person. And a lot of doctors will say, well, you don't even use your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is meaningless. Lie. Okay. So anyway, then you have your pancreas. Your pancreas is very important. And a lot of people that get cancer or whatever, this is a lot of reason because of our lifestyle or because of pollutants or all kinds of other reasons. But yeah, this, and then you have your small intestines, small intestines, large intestines, and then, then you have your rectum, which is where you get rid of all of your waste. Okay. And then you have your anus. Okay. Which is that very end. Okay. So that's kind of like a breakdown from your mouth all the way to the very end. And it's got a long journey. Okay. And it's supposed to be a long journey. But for some people, like right after they eat, they go to the bathroom. Now that's probably telling you that you have a problem. Okay. A lot of people don't really digest their food. I call it they borrow their food. And when that starts to happen, there is usually something that is going on in the body that is wrong. And when there's something wrong, or they know there's something wrong, they're not absorbing their food, they're not digesting it properly, they've been having this ongoing problem. um, they're probably not comfortable going places right after they eat, or they abstain from eating and then they go there and then they come back home and they eat. For a long time I had a problem, and I wouldn't eat. I would go where I had to go, then I would come back home and I would feel very fatigued. I would feel very tired, and I got very ill. I got very ill, and I went to the doctor and I told my doctor, I think I have irritable bowel syndrome. And this was during the COVID period, and I had a lot of inflammation. I did a lot of research, and I think a lot of people um, have gone through either something similar or they have like Hashimoto's. And so, or it could be some bacteria growth in there. It could be a virus going on inside their stomach or in their intestines. It could be a blockage. There could be several different things going on in their intestines or in their stomach itself. So I do think people need to go if they have an ongoing issue, an ongoing problem. Sometimes, you can fix these things on your own, and I'm going to go through some herbs that you can try. Um, it may be that you need to quit eating certain foods, and I certainly did. I quit eating so many hot and spicy foods, and I calmed down the inflammation in my stomach. A lot of times, you might have a lot of inflammation going on, and that is exactly what I did. I slowed down. I got off of a lot of high inflammation foods. And so for me, it is one of those things that a lot of people are going to have to understand is not an overnight fix. I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of even naturopath doctors say, oh, take this and it's going to help you within 48 hours or in 24 hours or whatever. But what I did, and this will help generally within a week or so, um, is to get off everything that you're eating and to eat you like some applesauce and drink you some ginger tea. Um, Applesauce has pectin in it, and the pectin is really good for coating the stomach and making the stomach um, feel like if you're having diarrhea, you for the first 24 hours, you probably don't want to have anything on your stomach, but the pectin will actually coat your stomach to where you're not feeling nauseated, you're not wanting to vomit, and you're having probably some glucose imbalances. So, and you don't want to get dehydrated. But also ginger will help you with the inflammation. It will help you a lot of I to my knowledge, a lot of people use and I use these same herbs, but I just don't hardly ever see anybody use this right here. Let me go over this. I have it in the back of my. It reduces the inflammation. Is very good at antioxidants, which we need the antioxidants. Um, it helps you absorb and increase the absorption of any nutrients. So when you're doing the applesauce, and I wouldn't put anything else in there for at least 24 to 48 hours. It just depends on the person. But it takes away that pain in your stomach. And so the pain receptors, it binds to the pain receptors and it reduces the digestive discomfort. And so when you put those two together, and sometimes I'll buy the crushed up if I don't already have it in my cabinet. I will buy that crushed up ginger, but you can just take a small amount of water, put it in a little saucepan, get you a big chunk of ginger, and boil it, and then smash it and put it in a little jar. If you're having these issues, and keep you a little case of those little individual applesauces. They have the organic applesauces. And in case you have a flare up, there you go. Get you a tablespoon of ginger or a teaspoon of ginger in one of those little packages. I lived on that. And my husband occasionally, he'll just get his stomach upset. He doesn't know why. He has a very sensitive stomach to certain things, and in the middle of the summer especially, he'll say, I have a headache and my stomach is upset, and I'll say, go do the ginger thing. That's what we call it. Go do the ginger thing. Or you can just get you some candied ginger. They sell it in health food stores, or you can just get you a cup of ginger with honey in it if you don't have um, any objections to honey, or just put a little bit of sugar in there. Or if you don't want any sugar, don't put sugar in it. But honey tea is great. You can do the capsules of ginger. It lasts a little bit longer. But I always tell everybody, if you're going traveling, don't leave home without ginger of some form, of some type. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I got that out of the way. But a lot of time when you are having some sort of issue, and I wanted to go over this, a lot of people have inflammatory bowel, and they don't even know they have it. They just have lived with it for so long, and there's so many different, like, it's like this term that's casually used, and I've heard people talk about it. They say, well, I have this thing. My doctor said I may have Crohn's disease. I don't know. I heard a girl say one day she thought she had ulcerative colitis, but you know they didn't really give her a diet. They didn't give her really something to go by. They just wanted her to go for some treatments, and she said, I don't have insurance. I don't know what to do. And that's really kind of a scary term to throw around, and then not have health insurance and not be told what to do, not be helped in any shape, form, or fashion. And then you hear Crohn's disease a lot, but it's an inflammatory bowel issue. It's something that, when you say, well, I'm taking these pills, but they don't seem to be working. I still have a lot of pain, and I don't really know. And so you ask them, what are you eating? I can just eat just about anything. There's some things that I've quit eating, but I can eat just about anything. And you look at me like, really? But it's all in the digestive tract. And obesity is your microbiome is for some people, it's something in there is messed up. You could be gaining weight because something in there is messed up. Something is not regular. It's irregular. Could be hormones. And you could have insulin sensitivity. There could be some disorder in there with your insulin, okay? Your own insulin that you make. A lot of people struggle with the gut biome because they have anxiety issues. Because, I mean, for me, I know for me, I struggle with depression. I struggle with, I have to keep my hormones in balance, or in balance. I have to keep them balanced. I want to make sure I said that right. And my asthma. If my asthma flares up, here we go. I get the drippy drippy, and that is all related to my gut. So if you're a person that has a lot of drippy drippy, you got to get your liver cleansed, and you got to keep your gut all healthy. And so that's another reason why I'm kind of passionate about helping people with their gut too, because this is all kind of related. You think, well, why would that be related to that? It just is. It just really is. And you hear about people a lot that are getting cancers, different cancers or new cancers, or a lot of people, the cancer is just on the rise Well, probably because this gut thing isn't under control. And a lot of people just kind of say, well, it's the food has gotten so bad. Yeah, the food has gotten so bad. I know that. I know the food has gotten so bad. And there's some foods you should not even be eating. But let me tell you something. If you if you would take just kind of like the rainbow, let's talk about the rainbow here for a minute. If you have a lot of inflammation in the body, I've just kind of thought about all these different diets because I used to be on the keto diet. I've tried the Mediterranean diet. I tried this diet. I've tried all these diets. And let's just think about this for a minute. Okay. You have this one body. You have all these different diets. Okay. What's this one thing? I mean, you have all these different issues. You have all these different things that are going on in the body. Um, we could go on and I could talk to you about all these different, I mean, you could go on this thing that I went on. It was called the FOD MAP diet, which is just eliminating certain foods from and then you go after 6 weeks of putting your body through torture and then introducing all these other foods back in, which takes a long time, which I had struggled because some days on some foods my body did really good with. And then I'd stay so confused because as my body was healing, getting better, I'd introduce another food. See, because your body is always changing. Your body is always like, as as I was taking these herbs and I was getting better, my body would be like reacting to that food differently. And I was like, I don't know if I can really take that food or not. So I just squashed all that and I said, I'm not going to do this diet. So doing all these different diets became really confusing to me. So I'm not even going to talk about all that. I'm just going to talk about some things that can make your life a lot easier. And I'm going to talk about the rainbow, okay? Like the rainbow to me, it's an anti-inflammatory diet. And it's not really like the anti-inflammatory diet. Like I just got a book and just I'm not going to endorse any one book. You can get an ebook off of Amazon or um, an ebook, which there's a lot of ebooks that are for free, but it's an anti-inflammatory. If the inflammation is the problem, okay, then don't don't according to a lot of doctors, according to a lot of people that say, inflammation is the biggest problem, which I do agree that inflammation is the biggest problem. If you're eating a lot of pastas, if you're eating a lot of potatoes, if you're eating a lot of starches in general, okay, I would say get off of all that. Get off all the pastas, get off all the noodles, get off all the um potato, I mean all that. Just get off of it for a while, okay? There's so many fruits, there's so many vegetables, and I'm a meat person. I eat the grass-fed meat, and I eat the poultry that is um, whole raised or whatever, all natural raised and all that kind of stuff. So, but I don't eat a lot of meat. I eat like 3 or 4 times a week meat, and I have like several days that I don't eat meat at all. But I do eat cage free. I eat all the eggs, and I eat very little fish. I do think the fish is like salmon. Um, I don't eat pork. Um, I prepare my meat in a kosher fashion. I'm not afraid of salt. Um, I'm trying to. educate myself as much as I can on natural sweeteners. I don't eat any sugar substitutes. I don't do sodas. Um, I'm very into fruit. I do protein drinks. I don't do over the counter protein drink. I do protein shakes. And I like to add fruits and I do smoothies and stuff like that. So, anyway, and I'm not afraid to skip a meal. And I think a lot of people get it in their mind they have to have 3 meals a day. So if it's okay to skip a meal, just drink plenty of water. And you can even take like a, a handful of pecans or a handful of almonds, and then that's your meal. Or add some blueberries with some almonds and just a handful, just to curb that intense hunger to get you over skipping a meal. And like I had a protein um, shake with a handful of, like, I don't know, probably it was 15 almonds and then a glass full of water. And then I went to bed because, it was kind of late when I got off work and I didn't want to have a full meal on my stomach. So we need to quit thinking that we have to have a whole bunch of food in our stomach. It's just simply not. Um, we need to get over that, and then we might feel better because we don't have all that food on our stomach to digest. The protein shake had all the essentials that I needed, and it was about an hour before I went to bed, so it went right through there. And I woke up the next morning feeling really refreshed. I slept really good because I didn't have a lot of food in there trying to. And now if I had laid down, that food would have come back up and I would have been like totally miserable. So, we need to think about stuff like that at any age, at any age. It doesn't matter my health, my my age, my gender, it doesn't matter. We just need to think about the body and what it's doing just laying there on my stomach. Okay. And I want to say one more thing, you know. Well, I'll wait a minute. I'll wait a minute. So, um, there's some things that we can do. Um, okay. Um, okay. So, like if I had to lay down to eat, I would have been putting my body under a lot of stress. So, number one thing we can do is eliminate stress from our life. Okay. Before in the video, I was talking about I'm eating really fast. You obviously you're under a lot of stress. So let's eliminate. Let's move on to things we could do to eliminate the stress from our life, and things we can eat, and some herbs that we can take to heal our body. Okay, we talked about all the bad things. Okay, right. So let's talk about some foods we can eat. Like we can take some yogurt. You can make your own homemade yogurt. You want to be careful about the yogurt that you eat nowadays. Don't eat the sugary yogurt. Eat yogurt that's good, organic, and that doesn't have all those colors and dyes. You can buy just plain organic yogurt that you can put your own sweetener, and you can put your own fruit in it. Okay. And sauerkraut is really good. Kefir is really good. Um, Pickles that are not fermented, um, pickles that are salt based, not in vinegar. And I made my own pickles, and I loved making my own homemade pickles. They taste really good. And it talks about miso, and some cheeses like Gouda, cheddar, Parmesan Swiss. I would make sure that you can have all this cheeses and stuff like that if you're okay with dairy. And it talks about sourdough bread. And again, if you can have that type of stuff, But it talks about how good the fermented foods are. And I do agree with fermented foods. If you're able to have fermented foods, some people are not able to have fermented foods. But um, it does, it has there's some good in that fermented foods. And there's some probiotics and prebiotics. And there is some really good healthy things that you can do if you can't um, get foods that have the prebiotics and the probiotics in it. There are some good supplements that you can buy over the counter. They do help your gut a lot. Before I learned about foods that you can really eat, um, you can to have good enzymes in them as well. You can always start out with a good supplement that is really good for your stomach. Prebiotics that are high in fiber, you can do that as well to increase the fiber intake of your stomach that can help you where you're not having such loose stools and your stools are kind of and it may not just work, like I said, in 24 hours. Like I hear a lot of people say, oh, it'll be so great in 24 hours. No, it's not always that great in 24 hours. Leeks, asparagus, garlic is one of my all-time favorites. And I know not everybody loves garlic. Sometimes you can cook it into your food and it does take a little bit to kind of acquire a taste. But onions are really good if you can't stand the taste of garlic. And bananas is one of our favorites here. And chicory root, and that is a really good one too. Okay. Um, and this is one that I I keep this one. Now, I don't know. I'm not trying to endorse this particular. Let me see if I can turn this around. Ah, okay. This here. Ah, okay. This is kind of hard to. Okay. Where is that at? Okay, there. Real food, aloe vera plus. Now, the aloe vera plus, my name and all that. Okay, gluten free. Now, on the back here, I'm going to read. It has organic burdock, ginger extract, which I love ginger. I've already talked to you about that. Turmeric. Turmeric, we know, is an anti-inflammatory, and I love turmeric. That's what really helped me heal the inflammation in my stomach, right along with ginger. And sheep's sorrel, which sheep's sorrel is really good as well. Peppermint, turkey rhubarb. Turkey rhubarb is excellent. And slippery elm bark. All of those will help the lining in your stomach. All of those are like all of them together. The slippery elm bark are really good with the ginger, the turmeric, all of them together. Aloe vera that is mixed in with aloe vera. Okay. Aloe vera is so awesome. Now, the reason that I have this, and once you open it, you can just pour it over a glass of ice. You can just drink it out of here. I mean, whatever. But once you have a flare up, or if you are already in the throes of this, you want to go ahead and just drink like an 8-ounce glass of this. You'll immediately begin to start feeling better. Now, the reason that this comes in 32 ounces is because if you're already, like I would say, I would call it a flare up. If you're having an episode or a flare up, like I call it, you would want to drink this within a 24-hour period. And you might want to drink it like drink 8 ounces, wait until later on in the afternoon, drink another 8 ounces, and then wait until the next morning and drink another. And within a 24-hour period, have this all drink, and then drink lots of water. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be getting rid of this within 24 hours, and then your gut will start feeling a lot better. And I keep at least 4 of these in my cabinet at all times, and it takes it has a pretty good uh, shelf life. Okay, and it's all the all the like for just regular maintenance, for your stomach, it just says drink an ounce a day or 2 ounces a day. But this is for somebody that has like a flare up, or that is in pain. I would prescribe that, or not prescribe it. I would recommend it to get things um, calmed down. And for me personally, I have done that. And this is they have, I think, some other aloe vera juice that has slippery elm bark in it, and ginger root. They may not have all these others, but I got this because I thought this is a really good ingredient list, that if I could make this, I would make it pretty close to this ingredient list. But reason I got this is because there's so many different, like the umbrella, that has all the different things on it. Um, they just label you with this, that, or the other, and they're pretty serious about their labels. But you can have a whole bunch of whatever your label is, and I'm not really into the labels. I'm just about gut health and good or bad gut health. But whatever it is, this is a great ingredient list for helping calm down the inflammatory issues. And you can start to feel better within a couple of days. And your body wants to heal itself, but when you have so many different things going on, and your mental faculties are not really with you because of what's going on in your stomach, let me tell you. Okay, so right now, we've gone over quite a few things there. So we are going to start changing our diet. We're going to we pretty well know that we need fiber. We need some various types of fiber that are kind of gelatin like. And I get up in the morning, and I'm a person that can eat oatmeal. I can't always eat oatmeal. Sometimes I can get by with eating it. I love eggs. I love putting some vegetables with my eggs. I can make an omelet and fold in some different vegetables with my omelet. And so you just need to think about a variety of things that you like, that you can do for your breakfasts. And sometimes I eat lunch, sometimes I don't eat lunch. Sometimes I eat a late lunch, and then I have something small for my dinner, or I just have a protein shake. That's what I'm talking about. You may need 3 meals a day. You may need 2.5. But lots of things that we need to think about are maybe changing a little bit on our diet, and then adding some different things, um, like some herbs and stuff like that. And so I also want to caution you, when you go to sit down to eat, it's recommended by a lot of people not to drink anything while you eat. to sit at the table and to only have a glass of water. Do not drink any more soda. If you're a person that's always drank soda or tea, do not drink soda, do not drink tea, do not drink anything, not even water. And I'm a person that always have to have a glass of water. I would say if you have something, just start out with like a half a glass of water and just set it there and see if you can go as long as possible without even having a drink of water. And start out with foods that, maybe have, and there's lots of videos on YouTube that are anti-inflammatory meal planning. And I was going to think about this girl that I followed for a while, but I forgot about her before I got on here. But there's meal planning for anti-inflammatory diets, and as well as a book. So to get started, you will see some pasta, I believe there, but I forgot the name of the pasta. I haven't used it in a long time, but I had a hard time getting away from pasta. But I don't really have that much of a problem anymore with pasta, because when you go without it, you find that you can cook without it. I'll just cook like a soup or stew, and instead of using potatoes, I use sweet potatoes a lot now, because sweet potatoes are actually better for you and they have more nutrition. And once your body starts getting in line with all this stuff, you learn that you can actually live. There's a lot of carbohydrates in vegetables. So your carbohydrates you get from vegetables. So anyway, yeah, once you learn, and your fiber, you get a lot of fiber from vegetables as well. So anyway, and you have your good fats and your bad fats. You learn about that. And so anyway, you're not as bloated either, which is what I love about it. I was also told that I had an autoimmune disorder, and I'm sure that's very, very big. It's on the rise, autoimmune disorders. You can't do this, you can't do that because you have an autoimmune disorder. You can't do this, you can't do that. You have an autoimmune disorder. Well, and I know a lot of people are constipated and they have diarrhea because of various different labeling and all that. And I'm not trying to say there are not sick people out there, because I know there's a lot of sick people out there. But I think a lot of this stems back to a lot of inflammation and a lot of people being told by their doctor, you have to go on this medication, you have to go on that medication, and you're going to be on this for the rest of your life. And I think that a lot of people, if they just do some research, and if they just say, I can help myself by just what I put in my mouth, what I take out of my mouth, what I take away from my diet, a lot of this, they'll start seeing some results. I know I did. And I was labeled. And I said, I'm tired of living this way. I'm tired of not eating what I want to eat. I'm tired of feeling the way I feel, living in the bathroom all the time. Okay. So anyway, let's go on to, and still having food sensitivities. And yeah, that's no fun. Here are some herbs. We're going to get ready to close it up. That you have any questions or anything like that, you're free to email me at gardenofherbstx@gmail.com. And I will get this list of herbs that will help support your gut health. And that's marshmallow root. Marshmallow root is something that I use for a number of issues because it's an anti-inflammatory. It's a slippery elm like type, but it works in a different fashion. It goes in there, and it's a mucilage type herb. It will go in there and just shrink up all the inflammation in your stomach. and it instantly starts making your stomach. But it's like a green leafy herb, and you can make a tea and sip on that tea with some honey. You can mix it in with some other, like ginger. You can have cut up some ginger and have marshmallow and tea. Ginger, marshmallow, and then you can have a delicious tea with it with some honey. As slippery elm, you can put the slippery elm in there with it because slippery elm is another one. Now, if you have something that's like an ulcerated type, painful, you could put the slippery elm in there. It increases the mucilage right along with the marshmallow root. Um, it helps with your digestive tract. It stimulates the nerve endings. Okay, the slippery elm. It boosts the mucus secretion, which neutralizes the excessive acidity in the gut, and it soothes the ulcer. Okay, so you have two that are kind of in there working together to combat the pain. And also the ginger, the reason I love the ginger is because it synergizes the other two, which synergy just means it makes the other two herbs work harder together. Okay. Then you have the aloe vera, which I've already kind of talked about aloe vera here, which is soothing and protecting and helps your body to replace the lost mucus associated with the gut damage. So whatever has gone on down there, which a lot of people are like kind of unaware of, like I was saying, they don't really know. They don't have a microscope. They can't look down there in their stomach and see all the damage that's actually gone on down there. They can feel the pain. They can imagine the worst if they're imagining anything at all. And so it provides, like if you have some candida overgrowth, this is where you want your aloe vera, okay? Because down there, you have like a whole bunch of overgrowth of what we don't know. We don't know what's going on down there. So that's why we really want to use the aloe vera juice, because it's going to help you with the nutrition, the antioxidants, and a whole bunch of other things that are going on down there. And they've actually shown, gosh, I don't know how long aloe vera juice has been around, but it's been around for a long, long time. And it boosts the good bacteria in your gut health. Aloe vera juice does. It's good for burns. It's good for all kinds of stuff. So when it's drank, is really good. And I've heard so many testimonies of how good aloe vera juice is for other parts of the body by just drinking it. It's good for the liver. I know all the testimonies I've heard for being good for the liver. It's good for the stomach. It's so soothing for the stomach. Okay. Now, this licorice helps your body to repair the gut lining. And the gut lining, once it's ate away, that's when all kinds of damage can happen to your body. So, like I was talking about, these digestive issues, they're like, oh my goodness. So anyway, you want something that has nutritional benefits, and this is the licorice. And then I talked about the ginger, which is one of my all-time favorite for so many generations. I can't even remember. This ginger has been great for um, so many countries, so many generations. Pregnant women drink ginger tea. They make all kinds of little hard candy to suck on ginger to get them over their morning nausea. I know peppermint has been used, but preferably out of the two, I think ginger is like the quickest, because if you have any kind of heartburn or any kind of GERD, it actually will hurt you. Peppermint will hurt you. I mean, you could smell peppermint, but ginger is an all-time favorite. And plus it increases upset stomach and digestion. And it's just one of the most favorite. I mean, I just love ginger. So anyway, you can get some of those with some applesauce. Like I said, my applesauce is one of my all-time favorites. Having stomach problems is not fun. It is not fun. And if you have a doctor that is standing there telling you, I'm going to write you a prescription, most of the time it's going to be an antibiotic, and most of the time it's going to make you sick. And I'm not a doctor, I'm an herbalist. And most of the time, that's when they call me and they tell me, I can't take this antibiotic, it's making me sick. And you know what? For all practical purposes, when you put something like an antibiotic on a hurt stomach, it will make you sick, because most of the time people have to take an antibiotic um, on a stomach that you have to put food on. And I'm sorry, this is not going to work. So you need to go see a nutritionist, or you need to go see an herbalist that has some kind of experience with people that have stomach trouble or stomach, know how to do something. So I will say this to you: change what you're eating. Get off all Cokes, because Cokes have a lot of acid in them. Um, if you're drinking alcohol, get off of alcohol. And I know that some people say, I can't quit drinking. Well, um, reduce it greatly and really get serious about going to some sort of program to help you quit drinking, because Cokes, a lot of sugar, is increasing the amount of inflammation in the body. And if there's anything that you can put in your mouth, make it a piece of fruit, make it a pear, make it an apple. Those are really sweet fruits. And it will just start to help you, um, get over the sugar craving. And a lot of times, there are some things that you can do naturally. And pray, pray for God to give you wisdom, because your stomach is like so important to your health. I mean, your overall health. I mean, I know when I was in the throes of it, I was praying for God to help me, because it's just like everything went straight through me. And I know so many people are like, I don't know what to do. And nothing I do is working. Your stomach has a lining in it. And once that lining is like, there's like little things in it. And once that lining is like, it just goes straight through your, like, it's a very serious issue. It's a very serious issue. And when they start talking about cutting on you, and they will get to the point when if you keep going back to the doctor and they'll start talking about cutting on you, it's really not good. So it's a very serious topic. I'm trying to make light of this, because I have met a couple of people, and once they go in to cut on you, that's it. That's really it. And it's very sad sometimes, because sometimes things are to the point where they can't be reversed. Sometimes they can be reversed. And I know that it's just a serious topic. But I do hope that I have brought some light to some people's situation. And I do hope that some people out there do decide to change their diet. Um, and like I said, this is not a quick fix. This is a slow and gradual fix. And there are some things that you can go and do and buy. And I did it. I know many other people that are doing it right now. I know that we all fall off the wagon every now and then. And yeah, but we have to keep picking ourselves up and saying, that's not good for me. I'm not going to do that anymore. And yeah, and it's a continual learning process because these things that we eat are whole foods, they're all natural. And anything that you eat that's just simply not made of the garden, then you should not eat it. Okay. All right. Now, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will try to answer your comments. Please like this video. I have not done a video in a while, so I do hope to get back to you. And I enjoyed doing this video. I do not have any, this is just some personal research that I did for myself. So I won't be leaving anything down there. I'll just be leaving a couple of comments or whatever. But usually I try to leave some research paper or something like that, but I'm not going to do that this time. This is just some stuff that I wanted to do because I've had quite a few people um, and I've had some experience with it myself. So, anyway, y'all have a blessed day. And like I said, if y'all feel the need to share this, please share this. Okay. Because I know a lot of people are suffering. All right, you guys, y'all have a blessed day. And like I said, I'm not a doctor. This is my personal experience, and I'm an herbalist. So, just sharing from my personal experience. Okay, y'all have a blessed day. Bye for now.